The Lost Compass. Deep in the heart of the Amazon rainforest, 17-year-old Elena Sanchez knelt beside a crumbling stone pedestal. In her hand was a golden compass she had inherited from her late grandmother. Unlike any other compass, its needle didn't point to north. Instead, it spun wildly, only stopping when Elena whispered the word Destino. Her grandmother had always spoken in riddles about hidden treasure guarded by the spirits of the jungle. For years, Elena dismissed the stories as old family folklore. But after finding the compass tucked inside a wooden box inscribed with the same mysterious symbols from her grandmother's tales, curiosity overtook her skepticism. She'd packed her bag, booked a flight, and now found herself standing in the exact location the compass had led her to, an ancient ruin swallowed by the jungle. Elena's journey had already been perilous. She'd waded through waist-deep swamps, narrowly avoided venomous snakes, and climbed cliffs slick with rain. Now, as the compass pointed directly into the shadowy mouth of a cavern cloaked in vines, she felt both a thrill of anticipation and a pang of fear. Taking a deep breath, Elena stepped into the cavern. The air inside was cool and damp, carrying the faint scent of moss and earth. Her flashlight cut through the darkness, casting long, flickering shadows on the jagged walls. Symbols, ancient and unfamiliar, glowed faintly in the light, as though alive. Her grandmother's whispered warnings played in her mind. "Respect the spirits, or they'll turn you away." Suddenly, a low growl echoed through the cave. Elena froze. Turning slowly, her flashlight beam landed on the gleaming eyes of a jaguar. Its sleek, muscular frame blocked the exit, its golden fur dappled with shadows. The creature's presence was both terrifying and majestic, as if it belonged to the cave in a way no human ever could. Heart pounding, Elena reached into her bag, pulling out a leather pouch filled with a shimmering powder her grandmother had insisted she bring. "For protection," her grandmother had said, critically, refusing to elaborate. Whispering a prayer underneath her breath, Elena tossed the powder into the air. It glittered like stardust, catching the light of her flashlight. The jaguar hesitated, sniffing the mist, and then to her astonishment, it stepped aside, bowing its head as though acknowledging her passage. The compass glowed warmly now, its needle spinning once more before locking into a new direction. Elena followed it deeper into the cavern, her steps careful but steady. The tunnel widened into a vast chamber, the walls lined with glittering quartz that refracted her flashlight's beam into a kaleidoscope of colors. At the chamber's center stood an altar, and atop it rested a golden chest. Elena's breath hitched as she approached. The chest was adorned with carvings of animals and plants, each one so detailed they seemed to ripple with life. She reached out, hesitating for a moment before lifting the lid. Inside was not the hoard of jewels or gold she had expected, but a single, glowing map, etched into crystal. The map depicted not just one treasure, but a network of hidden wonders scattered across the globe. Each marked location glimmered faintly, as though waiting for someone to claim them. Elena's fingers traced the map's surface. Her grandmother's voice echoed in her mind. "The compass chooses the worthy. Now your adventure begins." Tears pricked in her eyes as she realized the stories weren't just bedtime tales, they were her legacy. Her reverie was broken by a distant rumble. The ground trembled beneath her feet. The spirits of the cave, satisfied or perhaps wary of her presence, seemed to urge her to leave. Gripping the map tightly, Elena tucked it into her bag and turned to retrace her steps. The jaguar was gone, as though it had never been there, but she felt its unseen eyes guiding her back to the jungle. As she stepped out into the sunlight, the compass began to spin again, its needle pointing toward a new direction. Elena smiled, her heart pounding with excitement. The world was vast, and her journey was just beginning. If you liked this video, don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know what kind of story you want me to cover next. Cheers!